It's Easter weekend and I'm in Piketon, where in just a few hours, opening ceremonies will help kick off the 41st Annual Dogwood Festival. Hi, I'm Brad Sherman from NewsWatchman.com. Stay with us after the break for some highlights from that big opening. These are your weekend headlines.
When Ed's on the links, uncertainty is par for the course. But when he learned he had cancer, there was no room for doubt. That's why he chose the SOMC Cancer Center. For our board-certified physicians, state-of-the-art technologies, and patient-centered support like personal counseling, financial assistance programs, and the guidance of the American Cancer Society, whose office is right in the building. All the resources he needed to make sure he got back in the swing.
The SOMC Cancer Center. Very good things are happening here.
Opening ceremonies of the 41st Annual Dogwood Festival were held Thursday evening in Piketon. It was a time to recognize all those who worked to help make the festival happen. Kyla Burkett, the 17-year-old daughter of Mick and Lori Burkett, was crowned the 2011 Dogwood Festival Queen, and there you see her being crowned and sashed by last year's queen and her sister, Kellen. Burkett wasn't the only one being crowned on Thursday. Other royalty included Little Miss Olivia McCrae, the 5-year-old daughter of Justin and Misty McCrae, and Little Master Declan Davis, the 5-year-old son of Michael and Brandy Davis. It was also a time to recognize special and honored guests such as Jesse Likens, the Grand Marshal of this year's Grand Parade.
Because it is an honor, and I like to do the Lord's work. It's been my mission. I cry, I can't help it. It's been my mission for years to reach out to others. You don't have to go to foreign countries. You don't have to go out of the state, not even our county, to do God's work. All you have to do is look at your back door, across the street, down the road, and there's always somebody you can reach out to and help. Do it in the name of the Lord, and I'll guarantee you He will bless you many times over. Yes, mission work has been my heart for many, many years, and I pray as long as I stay on this earth, God will continue to use me as His servant. Thank you, and God bless each one of you.
From Piketon High School, folks, the 2011 Girls Powerlifting State Champions.
This year's Community Service Award went to the state champion Piketon High School Girls Powerlifting Team. But not just this year's team was recognized.
I like whoever's present from the Piketon High School 2010 Girls Powerlifting State Champions. From the 2009 for the 2008, 2007, 2006, 2005, 2004, 2003 then. Anybody here? 2002. State champions.
That's right, 10 straight years of state championships for the Piketon girls powerlifting team. And any girl that was a member of any of those championship teams were invited to stand before the crowd and be recognized. Let's hear a few words from their coach.
I think it's about time these girls got some recognition other than them from parents. 10 in a row, that's amazing. And what people don't understand is walk into the weight room sometime and see the effort these girls put into the lifting. You know, if they get to a meet, they don't win. Someone want to cry and find a shoulder to cry on, but that's Coach Piper's job, that's not mine. It's so great to see some of these girls back. I haven't seen some of them since they graduated, especially the 2002 members. I mean, that was the first one. I think when they lifted, they only had like 8 or 7 girls in the team. Now this year we had 28. And I think it's just going to keep going from there. So again, thank you everybody for showing up, Mayor and City Council for recognizing these young ladies. Thank you.
For the first time in 4+ decades of the celebration, the Dogwood Festival falls on an Easter Sunday. That's due to a very late Easter this year. Now, many of you may not realize why the Easter observance jumps around. Let's bring on our own Matt Lucas, who has a Bible and theology degree. Matt, can you tell us why exactly that's the case, that Easter is celebrated at different times from year to year?
Yes, well, in fact, early Christians actually celebrated the resurrection of Jesus at various times depending on where they lived. Some of them used a dating method more like the one we use today, and some always celebrated on a fixed date, such as the Jewish Passover, regardless of what day of the week it fell on. However, in the year 325, the famous Council of Nicaea convened. The main purpose of the council was to defend the biblical doctrine of the deity of Christ against the heretic Arius. However, the council also decided to finally set a date for Easter so that the entire church would be celebrating on the same day. They chose the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox, or at least that's what I thought. According to About.com, however, Western churches, that is Roman Catholics and Protestants, actually use a more standardized calculation based on when the spring equinox occurred in the year 325. It is my understanding that Easter will not be this late again for another 32 years. Regardless of how the date is calculated, which I'll probably never completely understand, have a great Easter weekend.
And I'll never completely understand it myself. Thanks for that, Matt. The Dogwood Festival runs through Sunday. Just a few miles away from where the Dogwood Festival opening ceremonies were taking place, here at the Pike County Fairgrounds, the mood is more somber. As you can see here behind me, the goat barn has had the roof destroyed by high winds that swept the area just the other night.
I mean, in retrospect, we're really lucky that no one was, it was at night and no one was on the fairgrounds. So, tore part of the support beam on the Blom Show Arena, and you can see there's another beam that impaled the top of that as well. Mm-hmm. That metal's wrapped around the tree. There was metal debris that had flown. It was all, there was a good portion of it that was against the grandstands there. And then a lot of the metal had gone even over the hill and out to where the new camping area is. So they did a lot of cleanup yesterday. Wow. Yeah.
Residents of Piketon and Waverly were awakened by tornado sirens shortly before 3 a.m. and were warned to take cover. The quickly moving storm brought rain and high winds across the county, and considerable damage was done not only to the fairgrounds, but also to these other structures, and you see some of those photos right now on your screen. According to the National Weather Service in Wilmington, a tornado did touch down near Piketon at approximately 2:51 a.m. Winds were estimated to be between 65 and 85 miles per hour. The tornado was reported to have a 100-yard path width and a path length of 1/4 mile. Waverly City Council met in regular session Tuesday, and they passed an ordinance that paves the way for Southern Ohio Medical Center to build a medical facility in Waverly. Some representatives from the Portsmouth-based hospital attended the meeting and spoke about what their plans are.
We're just really excited to get started. We really are. We've served folks in Waverly and Pike County for just a number of years. They've come down to Portsmouth, and this is just a way for us to invest in this community and to really, this is a long-term deal for us. This isn't something that we intend to get away from. So we are excited by the chance to be a productive and active member of this community. So we thank you for that. You asked specifically what we intend to do. We will be an urgent care facility, primarily, and we will also bring rotating specialist physicians from a variety of different specialties up here, so folks in the neighborhood, if for instance, we may have a cardiologist come up every other Wednesday, and so we could schedule appointments for folks to establish with those physicians. So there'll be specialty physicians that will rotate through, and there'll also be an urgent care facility that will be open.
Approximately 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. And then we'll provide outpatient lab and x-ray facilities.
Absolutely. And we can, we're happy to get down in the weeds if you all want to, and we'll be happy to stick around after if you have more specific questions, or answer any questions you have at this time.
Thank you very much.
We expect, once we're up and running, after the construction, 20 to 30, I think, is a fair number to say.
And will you take those from Pike County, or will you?
Our hope is for both. For instance, in the construction portion, we certainly want to open this up to local contractors for the bidding process and take a very hard look at that, because we want to be, like I said, we want to be good neighbors. We want to, the folks that we employ to be from this area. So as far as long-term, ideally, the folks that work in this location will be from this community. Can't say 100%, but that's obviously what we're looking for.
For more highlights from the latest meeting of Waverly City Council, check out our newest web series titled Waverly City Council. The whole meeting trimmed down to an easy-to-watch 15-minute format. Log on to newswatchman.com or our YouTube channel to check it out. Also in your Weekend Watchman, we'll tell you about a pill take-back event that'll be taking place next week. And on the education front, we'll tell you about FCCLA competitions, and the Waverly Literary Club is ready for their new play, Aloha. Now, sports. In sports this Sunday, you'll find an update on the Waverly tennis team, which went 2-1 this week. Pick up sports for the latest baseball and softball coverage as well. If you're tired of all the rain we've been having lately, you may want to look away before this weather graphic pops up. Scattered thunderstorms for Saturday and Sunday, then more scattered storms in store for your back-to-week Monday. And then for a little variety, we'll have wind and thunderstorms in the midweek. Should be fairly warm rains, however, with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Taking a look now at your obituary report. Paul Glenn Crabtree, age 84, of Waverly, passed away on Wednesday. Funeral services for Paul Glenn Crabtree are under the direction of the Piketon Funeral Home of Waverly. Sharon G. Mustard, age 56, of Peebles, passed away on Wednesday. Funeral services for Sharon G. Mustard are under the direction of the Piketon Funeral Home of Waverly. D. Kathleen McAfee, age 87, of Waverly, passed away on Thursday. Funeral services for D. Kathleen McAfee are under the direction of the Piketon Funeral Home of Waverly. Evelyn Gladys Edwards, age 99, of Waverly, passed away on Tuesday. Funeral services for Evelyn Gladys Edwards are under the direction of the Boyer Funeral Home of Waverly. For more information on any of these obituaries you just heard, log on to newswatchman.com. All these stories and so much more, all in the Sunday edition of your Pike County News Watchman. And don't forget, new webisodes of headlines hit the web each Tuesday and Friday afternoons, so be sure to look for them then. And also be sure to swing by newswatchman.com and our YouTube channel to check out our selection of special videos as well. That's all we have for this week, but be sure to tune in again on Tuesday for more headlines. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time.